my friend. This week I want to talk about the story that can be potentially holding you back from really expressing your full potential as a person. Last week I was at the pool, and as you know, I'm a triathlete and I love endurance events, specifically Ironman. And I just finished my warm-up, and I look up and I see someone who I'm not a super close friend with, but I consider her a good friend. And she's pretty much a fish in the water, amazing athlete, amazing swimmer. And she says, "Cool, you're here, we're gonna train together." And I'm like, oh great, I get to train with this fish who's this amazing swimmer. And all of a sudden all these stories started creeping up in my head. One of the big things is being a triathlete, and specifically in the Ironman distance and loving that, is that I've always told myself a story, and that story is I'm a hockey player, I'm a former bodybuilder and martial artist, and that's my physique, and that's really what I'm good at, and I'm just trying to be an endurance athlete and trying to be a triathlete and be good at that. And especially when I'm confronted with someone who has some pretty amazing skills, especially in the pool. As far as swim is concerned, I never swam growing up. I never had a single swim lesson. So I literally had just learned to swim in the last few years, and they, whoever they are, always say that it's really difficult to learn how to swim as an adult. And a part of me has always held that in the back of my mind. And I had all these excuses about why I'm not a great swimmer and why I can't compete with the best in the swim, but I can in the bike and the run, and I have no excuses there. So this amazing soul looks at me and says, "Sukhi, you're an amazing swimmer. You're an amazing triathlete. Time to drop that story." And she was right. It was like that limiting story of telling myself that gave myself permission to not step up when it came to swimming and being in the pool and putting the time, energy, and sets it's required to be the best that I could be. And it was totally right. And my whole perspective has transformed in the past week when it's come to my swim training. Thank you to this person. She works for one of those companies that makes yoga gear, Lululemon. Her name's Steph. Big shout out to you, Steph, because you really opened my eyes up to a story that I didn't even know I was telling myself. So how does that relate to you? Each and every single one of us has many, many stories. Some stories fuel us and move us forward to our potential and all the amazing things in our life. So many things I love to do are fueled by my stories that I tell myself. Yet, we also have stories that are self-limiting, stories that hold us back, stories that give us an excuse to not be our best. So I've let go of my story about how a poor swimmer and can't be an extraordinary swimmer, and now my focus is in the next 12 weeks to be an extraordinary swimmer and put in the time, energy that it requires to do that. So I want you to look at your story. Think about an area of life where you know you can play bigger, where it's family, friends, work, colleagues, I don't care what it is, recreation, some specific area. And when you know the potential for what you can create and what you can do, yet you see a gap from where you are, your story is what's in between there. So I'm gonna invite you to do what I did, take a big hammer, crush the story, create a new story, blaze a new path, and get on it. So change the story, change your life, see your potential, and live it. I'm gonna be living proof of that. And in about 11 or 12 weeks, I got a big race coming up, Ironman Canada, and I'm gonna go out there and show it what I could do in the last 12 weeks of my swim training when I show up race day. Thanks so much. Have a beautiful week, my friend.